Before we start today's video, please remember to subscribe, share our videos with others, and browse the channel to watch other enjoyable videos. In the late 19th century, during the scramble for Africa, European powers partitioned much of Africa into colonies. Namibia, then called German Southwest Africa, was part of Germany's colonial empire from 1884 to 1915. However, Germany lost control of Namibia after its defeat in World War I. Under the Treaty of Versailles in 1919, Germany was forced to relinquish its colonies, and the League of Nations granted South Africa a mandate to administer the territory in 1920. South Africa, a former British colony, had been established as a union in 1910 and was keen on expanding its influence in southern Africa. The League of Nations mandate effectively made South Africa the administrator of the region, but it was also a protectorate, and South Africa did not have full sovereignty over Namibia at that time. Walvis Bay, located on the coast of Namibia, is the key to understanding South Africa's interests in this enclave. The harbor at Walvis Bay is one of the best natural deep water ports in southern Africa. It is strategically positioned along the Atlantic coast and serves as a crucial access point for shipping routes, especially for South Africa's economic and military interests. Control of Walvis Bay allowed South Africa to secure access to maritime trade routes, which was important for economic reasons and the transport of goods and resources, enhance its military strategic position in the region, providing a naval base in a time when South Africa had significant military presence in southern Africa, establish dominance over the region's economy, as Walvis Bay was the gateway to trade routes and resources in both Namibia and the wider southern African region. Although South Africa was granted the mandate to administer Namibia after World War I, it faced opposition and challenges from both the international community and the people within Namibia. While South Africa controlled the territory, Walvis Bay remained under South African control, but Namibia was not fully part of South Africa. This meant that Walvis Bay, while geographically part of Namibia, was politically and administratively separate, forming an enclave. The enclave's existence was a result of South Africa's strategic interests in the harbor made it unwilling to relinquish Walvis Bay in the new colonial order. Under international law, Walvis Bay was treated separately from the rest of Namibia. Even after South Africa effectively took control of Namibia after World War I, the international community, through the League of Nations and later the United Nations, did not recognize South Africa's annexation of the entire territory. Walvis Bay, though, remained under South African administration. In 1948, with the rise of the National Party, South Africa pursued a more aggressive stance regarding its territorial claims in southern Africa. It formally annexed the whole of Namibia in 1948, a move that was not recognized by the international community, which continued to regard Namibia as a mandate territory under South Africa's administration. Despite this, South Africa maintained control of Walvis Bay, citing its strategic and economic importance. South Africa's control over Namibia and Walvis Bay became a significant point of contention during the anti-colonial struggles. The indigenous Namibian population, supported by the international community, especially the United Nations, began demanding independence. South Africa's refusal to allow this, coupled with its racial policies, drew international condemnation. Despite this pressure, South Africa refused to relinquish control over the territory until the late 20th century. It wasn't until the late 1980s and early 1990s, following a series of diplomatic efforts and shifts in regional politics, that South Africa was forced to relinquish its claims to Namibia, including Walvis Bay. In 1990, following the Namibian War of Independence, which had been largely supported by the United Nations and other African countries, and South Africa's transition away from apartheid, Namibia became an independent nation. In a unique agreement, Walvis Bay was incorporated into the newly independent Namibia in 1994 after a final agreement was reached between the two countries. South Africa, recognizing the geopolitical reality and the shifting global dynamics, handed over control of Walvis Bay and the surrounding islands to Namibia. That is the end of the video, and on behalf of the OLE 20th Century History YouTube channel, thank you for watching this video, and please remember to subscribe, share our videos with others, and browse the channel to watch other enjoyable videos.